everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup get ready with me type of video. I don't really know what I'm calling this yet, but I did this like cool toned smoky eye type of thing. I don't know. But I use the Morphe 35K palette and I love this. I don't use it as much as I would like to, but yeah. I was going to wear false lashes, but they weren't working with me, so I just kind of said fuck it. So, yeah, this is basically just a video of me getting ready. I guess I'm going to do a voiceover. Maybe I'm going to try to do a voiceover. But yeah, if you want to know how I did this, then just keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. That's just me showing you my eye makeup. I don't know why, because I'm weird. So I basically already primed my face. I like doing this so that it can sink into my skin. I used concealer to prime my eyelids and set it with the e.l.f. HD powder thing. So I'm using the Morphe 35K palette, and I'm going to be using these two browns right here as transition colors. These eyeshadows don't have names, so like I'm going to try my hardest to explain the colors, but I'm not good at explaining things. So I'm just using a big fluffy blending brush to put these into my crease and blend. I'm sorry, I had Pandora playing and I hated the song that was playing right now, so I was trying to change it. So now I'm using this more cooler tone brown, and on the same blending brush, I'm putting it in the outer corner and then blending it into my crease. I wanted to do a cooler tone eye because I hardly do cool tone eyes because I prefer the warm look. So yeah, I'm just kind of once again I'm playing with Pandora. Sorry. But yeah, I'm just blending because I hate my eyeshadow not being blended. That's why I don't do cut creases ever, because I like blending. Oh, I don't know why. I used a different brush. I think I used those two warmer browns just to help blend everything together. So oh, okay. So using I really suck at this. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm using this like shimmery, it's kind of like a taupey silver kind of color, and I sprayed Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water to make it more pigmented. Basically, I'm putting this on the inner corner and the first half of my eye because I want the shimmer there, and I hardly ever say that because I'm more of a matte person. But yeah, I just keep layering it on until it's as pigmented as possible and spraying Smashbox as I go. And then while I wait for it to dry, or not while I wait for it, but I took some of the dry eyeshadow just to kind of set the wet eyeshadow, and then that's me trying to get it to dry faster. So now we're going to be blending once again with these two cool tone brown colors, the same cool tone brown and then the one like right next to it, because I wanted to mix colors because that's what I do when I have palettes, because I'm a Jaclyn Hill copycat and anything she does, I do. No shame. Seriously. No shame whatsoever. That I'm singing, so like ignore me. I was kind of rocking out. So I'm using this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Milk, I believe it's called. It's just white. And I'm using this as kind of like a base for my eyebrow highlight, because sometimes I feel like the white eyeshadow in this palette doesn't really show up that well. So I just wanted something to make it pop a little bit more. Alright, so now going back into the palette, we're using the white shimmery eyeshadow palette, and I'm just using this brush. I think it's from like Elizabeth Arden or something. And I'm just putting this right over top of that NYX Milk and blending the highlight color and the smoky eye together, and I have no idea why I just did that. So now we're doing eyeliner. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner. Whew. That's what it's called. Sometimes my eyeliner comes out really good and sometimes it doesn't. So this was one of those days where like one eye came out perfectly good, which is this eye, and then the other came out really bad and I had to redo it over and then completely messed up my eyeshadow. So now I'm doing foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless favorite foundation ever because it's one of the very few foundations that matches me. in terms of lightness and undertone. I have more yellow tones in my skin, and for some reason, every pale foundation has pinker undertones, and it's really hard for me to find foundations that match me. So I'm using the Morphe M439, favorite foundation brush ever. I just love it so much, and I honestly don't know what it is about it, but I like it. And I used to use sponges for my foundation because I liked how dewy it kind of made my skin, but now I am into the brushes because I feel like I get a better coverage, and I have a lot of acne scarring and pimples, so I kind of just dot it onto my skin. Like, this is me just taking like one dot of foundation and just spreading it around my forehead. And I'm using a different brush for my forehead because I have a small forehead, and that Morphe M439 one is too big and it gets into my eyebrows. And since I do my eyebrows before my foundation, they kind of become a mess sometimes. So I'm using the, what's it called? Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, I think it's called, to do my forehead. And I'm also going to use it to do my concealer. And speaking of concealer, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Chantilly. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. But I'm just putting that underneath my eyes and my T-zone to kind of highlight, and I'm doing air quotes even though you can't see, because I cannot really highlight because I am already so pale. So like I said, I'm using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to do the concealer and playing with my Pandora again. I really need to stop doing that, but yeah. So afterwards, I'm going to use the, what's it called? Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. It's actually coming up right here. I like it mostly because it picks up excess product and I don't look super cakey. I'm also using it underneath my eyes. I didn't let the concealer dry yet because I want it to still be tacky so I can move it around a little bit more. And I just showed you I'm like squeezing the sponge so that I can get under my eyes better and not like poke my eyes out, you know? So then I'm just going over the rest of my foundation to pick up excess product. I really need to stop saying because I'm pissing myself off. So now I'm going to be using the Real Technique setting brush and Stargazer. It's just a white powder. I got this off Amazon. And I'm just setting, I'm using like the tiniest bit because if you use too much, it gets a little crazy looking. And too white so that it looks like unnatural, even though I don't really care if I look unnatural. Yeah, I'm just setting the places that I put the concealer. Alright, so now I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder and a big powder brush. I think this is from Sonia Kashuk. It's from one of her holiday collections, so like 2 years ago or something. I'm just setting everywhere that I didn't put that white powder. This is going to help the rest of the powders, like our contour, blush, and highlight. It's going to help them blend a lot better. I'm using the setting brush that we use underneath our eyes to set my forehead because, once again, it's tiny and it gets powder. Bigger brushes get powder in my eyebrows, and then my eyebrows don't look that nice. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Now we're doing contour. I'm using that middle shade in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, not the eye palette. That's always what I want to call it, and I don't know why. Anyway, I'm using a Real Techniques, I think it's called a sculpting brush. It's just like a contour brush. I used to use a really chiseled brush to do my contour, and it was really intense, but now I feel like this just kind of looks more natural. So I'm using that darker shade around my temples. This is just how I've always contoured. I've used darker shades on the top of my forehead. On my forehead, and then lighter shades on the rest of my face. I don't know, I feel like it makes me look a little bit more bronzy, which is weird because I'm pale and usually I like to look like a corpse. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just blending that all over my face. That was me also rocking out to, I can't even remember what I was listening to. But then I'm going to contour on my nose using this cooler toned color. When you're contouring your nose, oh, by the way, I'm using a Revlon brush from like Walmart. Like when I first started playing with makeup, like it's really old. Um, oh, adjust the camera. All right. But when you're doing your nose contour, you want to connect it to your eyebrows and make it a little bit more closer into your nose so that it looks smaller, and connecting it to your eyebrows will also just make it look more natural, because your nose doesn't just suddenly stop in a straight line, like it goes to your eyebrows. So yeah, always connect your nose contour to your eyebrows for a natural look. I don't know why I just made that face. That was really ugly. I'm so unbelievably sorry. I'm pretty embarrassing and I hate myself. Not really. It's always important to love yourself and have confidence. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I felt like that was good enough. Oh, I'm just doing some extra blending with that setting brush. Now I'm using, oh, this was bad. I'm using the e.l.f. HD powder and this super chiseled brush that I used to do my contour with. Because I felt like my contour was kind of messy. And you can see this is me choking. Choking on the powder. Oh, goodness. That I'm probably not ever going to do this again. Oh, I'm sorry for... I keep putting so many products like right in front of the camera, and it's really annoying. Okay, so now we're going to be working on our under eyes. I'm using this definer brush. I think this is technically like an e.l.f. eyeliner brush. And I'm just using those darker cool tone browns underneath my eyes, and I'm bringing it all the way into the, not completely into the inner corner, but pretty close. And then I'm using our two transition colors on this Eco Tools pencil brush, I believe it's called. Yeah, I hate blending underneath my lower lash line, so like I don't do it a whole lot. But yeah, we're just blending and smoking it out. Yes, I love when it's over because I hate doing that so much. And then we're using the Maybelline Colossal, I think it's called. I can never remember the name of this, and I've been using it for like years. But it's in a yellow tube. This is waterproof, and I have to have waterproof mascara on my lower lashes because my eyes water really easily. So this is the Morphe 9B blush palette, and I'm using that pinky color in the top center. And I'm just putting that on my cheeks. I think this is my favorite. It's really pigmented, and I love this palette so much. And it's got like every single blush color I could ever think of, because I do not own single blushes. Like I have maybe like 3 blushes in my entire makeup collection. So this palette's really awesome for me because I don't think to buy blush. So now I'm using Becca Pearl to highlight the tops of my cheekbone. This is a pointed foundation brush, and I love it because it like gets so much product on. I'm not really into the super bright highlight anymore. Like I know it's still a trend, but like I'm kind of liking it to look a little bit more natural. So I'm just putting this on my cheekbones, and I'm going to put it above my eyebrows and on the tip of my nose and like down the center of my nose. And then did I put some on my Cupid's bow? I think I put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I don't know if I did that on camera or not. But then whatever's left over, I put on my chin, like I'm doing right here, because now that summer's rolling around, I want to look a little bit dewy, a little bit wet. Sort of, but not like oily, because nobody likes the look of oil. So I'm using a smaller brush to do the tip of my nose, but I didn't like the way that it was coming out, so I ended up just going back to the pointed foundation brush to get a little bit more product on my face, because I still enjoy highlight. I'm just not packing it on. Oh, and then we're highlighting the corners of our eyes to bring in some lightness. And then we're doing lips. This is the e.l.f. Natural Matte Lip Color. It's called, like, the shade is Natural. That didn't make any kind of sense. But yeah, I'm overlining my top lip just a little bit. I say just a little bit, but, like, I feel like it didn't even really make that big of a difference. I feel like anytime I try to overline my lips, they don't look that much bigger. So I usually just do my top lip so that it matches my bottom lip a little bit more. And then, I guess I messed up a little bit. I don't know why I keep saying, I need to stop. And then I'm going to be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the color Tokyo. I literally use this all the time. This is my favorite lip color ever. So I'm just putting that on, and then basically that's it. You set your face with some setting spray. I use the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray, and then that's it. So that's it. That's everything. That's how I did this makeup look. I feel like this eye looks weird though, so like don't judge me on that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. What was this? Bye.